the reason it's not linear is because, number one, time is not linear. Number two, if you are ascending, that means you are clearing out major karmic ties. That means you are incinerating samskaras. You are transmuting that, which means a lot of things are going to come up. Unexpected things will arise. The phase of destruction is significant when you are remaining consistent with your sādhanā. Sādhanā is your spiritual discipline. And another misconception when it comes to spirituality is that when you become, quote, spiritual, whether that means you're meditating, doing self-inquiry, whether that means you've connected to aspects of yourself that are godly, then that doesn't mean that you are going to automatically have a smooth landing into a higher version of yourself. So that is what's really important, because if you feel like you're doing the work and nothing's turning out the way you think it should, that means you're just in the middle of the journey right now. That means that you're probably really close to the top of the mountain peak. You've reached the next level up. Anytime you play a video game and you're going to get to the next level, it always gets really hard. You're always tested by a bigger, badder opponent. And the opponent is always within us and reflected externally, but we focus on what we see with our eyes. If you're reaching a point in your practice now where you feel like, yes, you've unlocked aspects of yourself that you didn't know of, you didn't remember months ago, years ago, this is incredible progress, but you're going to notice the destruction phase. The destruction phase is necessary. We have the Trimurti, Shiva, Brahmā, Viṣṇu. Brahmā is the creator. Viṣṇu is the sustainer. And Shiva is the destroyer. If you believe in Shaivism, you'll believe that Shiva is all three. But what we're trying to say here is that all aspects are necessary in growth, with your ascension, with transcending the Maya. So the destruction phase is there, and your logical mind can't make sense of it. This is a test now. What do you do? Do you cower in fear and turn away from your practice and go to distraction, entering back into the Maya, back into the mainstream? Or do you firmly plant yourself 10 toes deep and make the decision that, hey, I don't understand why my world seems to be crumbling, or why I lost my job, or why I'm going through a divorce, or why I'm moving. You know, these types of major life moments that come up. Maybe there's just stagnancy. So these major life moments that come up, they are divinely orchestrated. Someone had to do it because you wouldn't. But you've been asking for your consciousness to expand. You've been asking to remember who you are. You're going to get an answer, but it's not going to be, tick, you're there. You've made it. Wow, that was a smooth ride. It's more like, okay, you really want to level up, then we're going to kick over the house of cards, and we're going to kick over this Lego set over here that you call your foundation, and we're going to build you up stronger. You are going to rise up from a foundation that will be sustaining, that will sustain. Everything else before your spiritual awakening and your sadhana practice was not sustainable. It wasn't something that was going to build you up to the highest degree. It wasn't going to be able to really connect you in so that you can receive the downloads, so that you can have that reflect in your reality with stability, independence, freedom, sovereignty. So if you are experiencing this crash out all around you, and you're still sticking to your practice, observe yourself here. This is where you are to reflect the most when life gets hard, not when life is easy. So if life was so easy and perfect, you would never seek out to know who you truly are. You would be too blissed out in what was in front of you. But when we suffer and we experience things that make us uncomfortable, we start to question, we start to remember, and then we're able to move on. As humans, we are incredibly adaptable. We are so incredible when it comes to finding normalcy in what we once thought would be our biggest nightmare. It actually turns out to be an incredible opportunity to arise once again, greater, more resilient, more powerful, more awake, more compassionate, more loving, more patient. This is what creates endurance. And your aura will become so much less impenetrable by negative energy and forces. You are now tapped in to an energy that is more pure and more divine. But you couldn't be if you were still holding on to things of the old world, of the past. So a big message today that I have is, if you're still teeter-tottering with what was, what should have been, and what is, and what could be, if you're all over the place, where you're scattered, how is your energy going to be able to be harnessed and honed? It just won't be. If your meditations are bringing you more and more silence within, more and more peace and connection from the disconnection of the material realm, trust that it will reveal the benefits of that. You can go into the mode of, well, I've already done all this work and my life is just not where I want it to be. You can give up. And there's actually a quote in here I want to talk to you guys about. It's in the Gita, and it's Arjuna asking Lord Krishna, like, what happens if a practitioner does not reach the final stages of spirituality, enlightenment? What if they don't fulfill their duty? And so I'll be more specific here. Verse 37. Chapter 6 of the Gita, Arjuna asks, what happens to a person who begins a path of yoga with sincere faith but fails to attain perfection due to an unsteady mind or worldly deviations? So he's basically saying, what happens if I freak out and my life starts to crumble and I've been putting in the work, but I start to have a lot of anxiety and doubt, and the deviations can be external distractions like the phone, zoning out, drinking, going out too much, this type of stuff. He fears that such a seeker might lose both material happiness and spiritual liberation, effectively having their efforts wasted. Verse 38 through 39, Krishna firmly rejects the idea that spiritual effort is ever lost. He states that there is no destruction for a righteous soul, neither in this world nor the next. One who engages in the divine practice is never overcome by evil. Verse 40 to 42, the eternal reward, Krishna explains that the unsuccessful yogi is not destroyed, but is reborn in auspicious circumstances, such as the family of the pious or the wealthy, or another yogi, like a yogi family, someone that already has morals and practices. This ensures they can continue their spiritual journey from a favorable starting point rather than starting from scratch. So that was a big one for me when I saw that, because sometimes you can feel like you put in so much work towards something and then you doubt if all that effort actually played out anywhere. Maybe it's somewhere, but you can't see it materially. Rest assured that all of your efforts don't go without having a positive ripple effect out there for you. It doesn't mean you have to wait till your next life. It just means that it still continues even then, unless you transcend that, of course. So, let's see, we can touch on one more topic here. Oh yeah, so just a little bit more on sādhanā, spiritual practice. So if a sādhaka, this is one who is seriously committed to disciplined spiritual routine, and this routine is aimed to transcend the ego and achieve higher consciousness. So we're not just talking a favor for a favor here. We're not just begging for something. This is a committed lifestyle. Be aware. If you do this long enough, destruction may follow for the reasons I told you earlier. When destruction follows, that equals old survival instincts will come in and arise, which will equal the way you observe this and your reaction. That will dictate your spiritual progress. How do you react? Do you lean into belief and trust? Or do you lean into resist and remain in fear? Do you go into begging mode? So this is how our spirituality is trusted. This is how you're able to say, hey, you know what? I have made spiritual gains here. The old me would have completely reacted differently. The old me would have distracted myself and would have done things completely differently. So whatever that means for you. So this is the way we can tell if we have evolved spiritually. It's not necessarily something everyone's going to be able to see. This is internal. So I wanted to clarify that and just bring that up pretty casually with you guys. This is just kind of what I've been putting together for one of my articles, and I wanted to share this little snippet with you. So I hope you enjoyed it. Check me out on Substack. And I have just more teachings and writings, and I share stuff on there related to similar subjects. So yeah, Substack at Yogic Soul Healing, Leslie DeMai over there. And thank you for being here. I have some new subscribers, so very happy to see that, see the community growing and thriving. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think about anything. Share something that's constructive and in topic. Okay? But yeah, thank you. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share with somebody who you think will get the message as well. Okay. Thank you so much, and I will see you very soon.